My question for this project was, do you think that the 4 student college subcultures described in Chapter 10 exist at EKU? What subcultures might you add or delete? Our textbook describes 4 student subcultures of learning experiences of college students. These 4 subcultures are collegiate, vocational, academic, and rebel. The collegiate subculture typically consists of fraternities, sororities, dating, drinking, and big sporting events. Students in this subculture often place their education as a second priority of their lives. They do just enough work to get by and often ignore the suggestions made by faculty to take their education more seriously. They're very common at big universities. The vocational subculture often have a practical view to their education. They see the purpose of college as just a way to gain the skills and degree they need to enable them to get a better job than they would without it. But like those in the collegiate subculture, these students also resist to follow the demands and suggestions of professors and do the bare minimum that they possibly can when it comes to assignments. The academic subculture identifies most strongly with the educational mission of college. These students are drawn to the world of ideas and knowledge. They study hard, do the assignments, and get to know their professors and create relationships with them. These tend to be the best liked students by professors because they're excited and they engage in the material. The students in the rebel subculture are also engaged in the ideas presented in their courses, but instead of liking their professors and admiring them, these students are detached and are very skeptical of the expertise of their professors. They enjoy learning when they feel the materials interesting and can easily be applied to their lives. If they like the course and professor, they do the work required and often have the highest grade of the class. But if they dislike the course and the professor, they slack off and receive the lowest grade. I feel that all of these subcultures from Chapter 10 exist at EKU. I think that we also need to add a subculture. One in particular comes to my mind, and I'd like to call this one the forced. The forced is a subculture of students that only came to college because their parent or guardian forced them to come. They don't really want to be here. They just want to get the degree, go on, please their parents, and be done with it. I feel like this one it's a mix of the vocational and the rebel. They don't take any interest in feedback. They just want to get here, be done with it. And I, for one, know personally that I've experienced class with several students from this subtype. I found 2 studies that were mentioned by the book about these 4 subcultures. One of them is by Clark and Troe from 1966. In this study, they described the subcultures as they were going on in the 1960s. Then again in 2000, a study was conducted by Sperber, and he believed that the subcultures still applied to today's culture. I also believe this to be true. There are 2 websites that I found out of several others, but I picked these 2. They discuss the 4 subcultures. One of them is the utdailybeacon.com, and it's a post from March of 2001 where someone discusses the differences between them and how they feel that they're at that college particularly. And then the other one is talk.college.confidential.com, and it's more of a debate-like website where different people are debating their opinions on these subcultures.